As you guys know, Artemis is on a raw primal diet. She's never had one piece of kibble in all her life, and there's a fresh bass for her. I bet you wish you had a bass, but you don't. And she does. Well, eat it, you silly monkey. She goes, I ain't no monkey. I'm a wolf. I'm an Arctic wolf. Normally, so basically, I've said this in prior videos, but Maremmas, they come from the Abruzzi Maremma Mountains in Italy, and they're actually one of the oldest breeds documented in the world. There's a Roman statue depicting a Maremma from, the Roman Empire, the early Roman Empire, that's still in, I think it's the Abruzzi Mountains. And what they will do, what the farmers and the herders will do, is they only come out like once a week to check on their herd, because they have all these man-eaters. Maremma in Italian, I don't know if it's an Italian proper or a dialect, but it literally means wolf slayer. Anyways, what they'll do is once a week they'll go and check their herds, check on their dogs, and they'll bring them, like depending on the amount of dogs, one chicken per dog, and the dogs will take them, bury the meat, let it ferment, and then in a few days they will come back to it and eat it. And it's really funny because Artemis will literally bury shit and let it go for a couple weeks, and the next thing you know, she's digging in a spot that you don't remember, and she pulls out this huge piece of meat. Obviously, there's some sort of bacteria that grows, some sort of beneficial bacteria that they know of. Like animals, they have that sort of knowledge that we don't. And it's just funny because we got Artemis when she was very young, I think like 2 months old, and she's never been with a trained Abruzzi Maremma in Italy that would have this practice shown to them. She just does it out of instinct. It's very interesting. I will say the one negative attribute that Artemis has is that she is food aggressive. She doesn't like people fucking with her food. With our Rottweilers that we trained, my mom had #1 Rottweiler in Canada in 1989. When she did obedience and Schutzhund training with her Rottweilers, we would do certain practices to make sure that they wouldn't get food aggressive, and I didn't do it with Artemis, unfortunately. A good practice to do is, like when they're puppies, what you'll start doing is you take their food away from them abruptly, and another thing is, like what we used to do with our Rottweilers is when you're feeding them, you would stick your hands in the bowl and have them like eat around your fingers and sort of gently show resistance with your fingers, which is something I will definitely be doing with my next Maremma. If I get another Maremma, probably going to get a Great Pyrenees. But I wouldn't mind an Anatolian Shepherd, that's for sure. Aren't I? Oh, look at that beast! That beast! Beast! You see that? There's a fucking fly, and she gets angry at the fly. You guys saw that? That's food aggression right there. You see how she's slowly dragging the meat away from me? What you talking about, Willis? Because I ain't no Willis. I'm Artemis. So Artemis asked for virginity from Zeus, in Greek mythology, and it's just funny because we got her neutered or spayed, so she will be a virgin for the rest of her life as well. And Artemis was a shapeshifter in Greek mythology, being the protector of the forest and animals, protector of the hunt. And basically, this dog, she's got her wolf form, she's got her little bear form, Arctic wolf, polar bear, and she's also got a pig form. And it's quite adorable. So even down to that, she lives up to her mythological status. Look at that, you see how she turned her back to us? It's quite interesting, dogs. Oh, that's a good hard eye.